Hi everyone, welcome to all the new subscribers and anybody else that's watching this video. We hit 1,500 subs and I thank every single one of you. It really helps. It does. I appreciate it a lot. And everybody loves seeing all the new subscribers coming in and getting in the comments, and I love it. People popping in that may or may not have subscribed, commenting. I love it. I love it. Welcome to the journey in Tazland. I hope you can find something interesting here, and even if it's just a smile or a laugh every once in a while, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. Place to just come and hang out and chill. Maybe learn something. Maybe see something that you haven't seen before. Or maybe something that you might understand here that didn't make sense somewhere else. I appreciate all the support. Truly. Never mind my voice. We had softball over the weekend. Yeah. TazMan kind of loses his voice every once in a while during softball season when things get exciting. It was a good game. It was a close game. Rain delay involved, and yeah. But it was fun. Their season is over now. And I'm just out here in the sawshack. Just kind of hanging out. Looking at things. Checking things out. Thinking about things. And I thought a good subject to talk about tonight would be ingenuity. Ingenuity. And not just to have the ingenuity, but to act on it, I don't know. I don't really know how to say it, but I'll start out with this. This is my homemade clutch tool to take a clutch off of a Husqvarna saw that has that type of a setup. It's just a 2-prong deal. It's not the 3-prong for the 372 and that kind of stuff. But things like that. That's just a 3/4 inch socket, ground off with a regular grinder. My grinding wheel fit pretty good in there to make those. Things like that. Is it perfect? Is it pretty? No. Does it work? Yep, sure does. and that's what counts. Function over fashion, right? Every time. If it works, it works. If it works for you, if it's what you got, if you don't got $20 or whatever it costs to buy one of these and have it shipped to your house, and you have an old 3/4 inch 6-point socket, make one. Right? It's like the fallen dogs on this. The fallen dogs on this, if you didn't see the live feed when I made them, are from this. This is a 350. This is a 353 that we were messing around with on the last sawshack video. But yeah, these are off of a 372. The stock ones that most people take off and do whatever with. Well, here's some more Ingenuity. There's the inside one. There's the outside one. Plenty good. Oh, check it out. See how it fits in there? Yeah. And all I used was this thing, a little bit, and a round file. This thing. I could have done it all with this. Just with a chainsaw round file. Got an old file, want a set of dogs for a smaller saw, or you got some dogs laying around for whatever saw. Go through them, see if it'll fit. Drill a hole. If you drill stainless, pressure and slow speed. Just a little, just a little tip there on stainless. You can drill stainless without screwing up your bit. But you gotta have good pressure and go slow. Because if you go speed, you'll just burn the tip out. Unless you got some, super fancy drill bit or whatever that's for stainless. Things like that. Yeah. Then I was looking at, there's so many things that that seemed far away, and it's like, whoa, slow down. If there's something you want and something you want to do, just kind of, I don't know. I've had to sit down and just, and think about things. How could this work? I know I can make this work. Slow my brain down enough, get the Ingenuity gears going, and then just go with it. And if it's, if it's something, that you're not using anyway, and it gets kind of messed up or whatever, or you out anything, maybe some time, but in that time, you got an experience. It's not a failure. There are no failures. To me, it's an experience. As long as it's not a failure unless if you don't learn from it, if you keep doing it. The same thing, but if you learn from your experiences, it's education, right? It keeps your brain working. It keeps you working with your hands. That's the other thing, is working with your hands. Johnny Arnett and I were chatting about that this evening, or, earlier, of course, Anyway, we were chatting about that, about things, using our hands to do things, instead of the fancy machines and all that kind of stuff. And it comes kind of down, to like doing custom work, like Casterman. Casterman's doing custom work right now, right? Axe handles and axes and stuff like that. That's all custom stuff. Yeah, he's got some machines in there. He's got some, sander and that kind of stuff, but his fine tuning is done with his hands, with hand tools, whether it be a spoke shade, whether it be a draw knife. I mean, he's, there's more that goes into it than, and there just so many different things that, could be talked about and because we are, I don't know. Ingenuity is good. Not just for making things, but for self, you know. Hey, I did that, you know. I could do that again. Somebody else, you know, comes along, says, hey, you know, those fallen spikes, you know, they're kind of expensive, you know, and you got to get them shipped, you got to order them. Hey, you know, if, in this instance, if you got a smaller saw and you want some dogs, somebody will know this now, that you can make them work. They're not, you know, they're as good as you want to make them, because you can make them fit just like the ones you buy for anywhere from $30 to $50 or $60 by the time they're shipped, you know. So things like that, and if you can pass it along to somebody, even better. And then they know, and then it just keeps building and building and building. Like this community, it just keeps building and building and building because of ingenuity. It's an amazing thing, no doubt about it. And like axe handles, if you got an axe handle and it's not, you know, it's comfortable, and then you go out and you start swinging it, and then it kind of gets a little uncomfortable or whatever, figure it out. Figure out what on that handle is a little bit uncomfortable. You know, get some sandpaper, make it fit your hands. It's your axe. Make it fit your hands so it's comfortable to swing all day long or whenever you grab it. That's another thing I've been doing tonight is axe handles. And I found the axe handle that that fits my goofy hands. My hand is my right hand is a little bit messed up, if you haven't noticed over time. This finger, yeah. This finger doesn't straighten. It will bend somewhat, and it, you know, it moves whatever, but it's always a grip. So it's different. It's different on an axe handle. And I found the axe handle that fits this hand the best. This is just it's like a, I don't know, this is like a, I don't know, it's a boy's axe style something. But anyway, and this is just this is a hardware store handle, hickory. You know, doesn't have, it's not perfect grain, but that's not what this is about. This handle, I could swing a handle like this all day long. It fits that goofy finger and the rest of my fingers very, very well. And it's like 1 3/8 this way, and like 7/8, between 7/8 and 3/4 this way. It's primo for my hand. So I've been going through and all my axes, I grab all my axes and see where it's at. And if it has like an uncomfortable spot where my swing is going to be, up here doesn't really matter that much what's going on up here as far as, you know, grabbing it or whatever. Because if I have to do anything like that, it's not going to be for very long. But when I'm really swinging something, that's where you want the comfort zone, right? And like this axe, I'll get this axe, for example. Just for example, this axe right here. Yeah, it's a Bucking special. It's the one that Bucking built for my 11-year-old daughter, for Charlie. Little Taz, yeah. This axe, it's a slender handle, hickory. I believe it's a Killinger handle. Not sure if it's the boy's axe handle or if it's the full-on whatever. Anyway, but where it is like tapered different right here. right here for fingers, right? So it's not just an axe handle slammed with a head slammed on it. It's not just that. He built this for, and like I've said before, he's never, Buchan's never met Charlie. He's seen her swing an axe and whatever. Never asked me her hand size, nothing. And this thing is primo for her little hands and her small frame. Right? So there's more ingenuity, is find that in your axe handle. If you only got one axe, or if you got 100 axes, and and things are going to feel different for different purpose axes. Like if you got a wedge banger, it's going to feel different because you might not be splitting with it. You might just be hammering wedges. So make it comfortable for when you're hammering wedges. It's like driving a car. If you get in a car when it's brand new and the seat's all the way back, do you just leave it there? No. You adjust the seat according to make you comfortable when you're driving down the road. Right? Things like that. Things like that just make things that much smoother and make it so much more enjoyable. If you go out and you swing your axe and you've been swinging it for a year, 2 years, 10 years, and every time you set it back down or hang it back up, and you go, man, my left hand, it just hurts every time I swing that axe. Turn on the Ingenuity gears and figure out why. Is it in the handle? Is it in the swing? And if it's in the handle, get some sandpaper. Get some sandpaper, get a file, a rasp or something, and make it yours. Make it fit, make it work better for you. Keep that brain moving, keep that ingenuity going, and make things with what you have. It's becoming, it's in some instances, it's getting better. In our community, it's definitely getting better. So let's make it get even better, right? Because in a lot of places, it's becoming a lost art. Because everybody just gets online and just orders it and buys it and whatever. Instead of taking something that we have, putting our hands to work and putting our brain to work and making it ours. Repurpose something like this socket here. This socket here was trashed because I used it a few other times to pound out U-joint ends. So it was already toast, right? So I thought, well, I'll just make another tool for that, and because I needed a clutch remover. Repurposed twice. Same socket. It's no special socket. It's just a whatever, chrome vanadium or whatever they are. Yeah. And like I said, it'll make things, more enjoyable. Lots more enjoyable. Yep. 1 3/8 fits this goofy hand pretty solid. Pretty solid. It's just something about it and this is the first axe that I made for Charlie. And it's, it's plenty stout. It's plenty stout. It's not thin. It just feels great down here where the business happens, Right. Hope everybody's having a great week so far. And hope everybody continues to have a great week. And Ingenuity doesn't just have to do with, you know, saws and hand tools and axes and all that kind of stuff. Ingenuity works pretty well in life in general. If you want to change something in your life, you know, things like that, do something different. Do something different. If you want change, you can't change without change, right? You can't keep doing the same thing over and over again. Yeah, anyway, I don't know. Just got me thinking, you know, about how many things, you know, like chip flaps and making things fit, you know, other handles fitting other saws and things like that, you know, for saws that are super hard to find, you know, if you want a full wrap handle. Some saws are, it's not impossible, but there's a lot of saws that there aren't full wrap handles out there for, that you can make one. That's why I started making them for my 1010s and for them home lights, and like this one, you know, and like my 61. My 61, I made a handle from a 570 fit it. So the 61 is the same chassis as the 266 and 272 and 268, and you know, in that body style and that chassis. So things like that, using something that is accessible to you to do on other things. And you know, and I, you know, the questions come up, where'd you get the full wrap handle for that saw? Well, I either built it or made it fit from another saw. You know, like the 372s, they'll fit. You can make those ones fit on the 61 chassis also. You know, and like in the 1010s, they have different style handles, so you could make different stuff. Just, you know, think about what's got to fit. Like my 1010 handles that I build, they'll work on a right-hand start or left-hand start without any issue. No issue, none whatsoever. So, yeah, it's the Ingenuity gears. Because, you know, a lot of us have things laying around that won't be used for something. So, like this handle here, I'm thinking about trying to build one out of 2 half wrap handles that will fit this smaller chassis saw, the 350, the 353, 357, 359, that, you know, the smaller chassis saws. I got 2 half wrap handles now, and this is actually for a 357. Takes a little bit of, you know, ingenuity to get it to fit on this 353, and same like I did on the 350. So yeah, one of these days my Ingenuity gears are gonna be really going, and I'll try to build one. You never know, you know. I mean, and there again, if somebody, you know, because it seems, you know, obviously the half wrap handles are way more available than the full wrap handles. And the price point is way lower for a half wrap handle than it is for a full wrap handle for this. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. So if you have a saw like this and you want a full wrap handle, find another half wrap handle. Find somebody that can weld aluminum. Try it. Right? Awesome. All right, everybody, I've rambled enough. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate all your support. And, yeah. It's been fun. And it's getting even more fun. Yeah. Awesome, everybody. All right, everybody, take care. Be safe. Love you all. TazMan is rolling. Be kind.